like this. I 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 like this.
Shucky ducky.
Quack quack.
What's up, people?
What's up? What's up, my people?
We here.
I don't know.
We is here.
Another Wednesday night. Really?
Really?
We are here.
Oh,
to give it to you the way you're supposed to have it.
Hey, no other way. No other way.
See if I can tag some of my rowdy friends. You know, I got rowdy friends. I bring them with me. And then
you gonna mess around me in the Savannah Morning News like our chairman.
I'm putting in all the wrong stuff. Yeah, the Savannah Morning News had our chairman in there for a little bit, talking bad, talking about he was he got locked up, he killed 2 people. Did they issue the apology yet?
I don't know. And if they do issue, it'll probably be about that small. And in addition, a week later, on the last page, in the middle of the advertisements.
Yeah, because I don't know what they were doing. It seems like they did it. It had some malicious intent on their part. So I believe that they did it on purpose. How you doing out there in Atlanta, Bernard?
Hey, we good, man. Got back from Savannah, Tuesday. They ain't killed nobody in Marietta or nothing like that. But other than that, everything good. You know, had to catch up. You know.
About time.
But other than that, it was good.
Julius.
Don't come over to
Julius.
Yeah, baby.
Why do you send the agenda to my work?
Ma'am.
You send the link to my personal.
Because he can.
You see, I mean, I just be looking all over, man. I'm just looking all over.
I might not have my glasses on or something. I don't know. I can't see.
Like, Lord, have mercy, Jesus.
I can see a mile down the street somebody standing on their porch, but I can't see that little writing without my glasses.
I get it. I'm the opposite of that. How y'all doing today?
We doing fine, Sonny. How you doing? I'm glad you asked us that. How you doing?
I'm okay, man. I'm so tired, y'all. I am tired.
Well, you know, this woman called us and told us she was coming, and she come to town, and we didn't see her the whole 4 days.
Man, it was a hard damn 4 days there. Then while I was there, those people started bothering me, and you
mean the little Smurfs?
She was out of town the same time I was there, Drew?
Huh?
She was in Savannah the same time I was there?
Yeah.
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 Come on, Sonya, you bigger than that.
Yeah, you bigger than that now.
Well,
That make the second time.
But she was here for a
I
funeral.
forgot
right?
about-
I was there for a funeral.
Yeah.
But
Well, you missed some good food. I'll tell you that.
no, I didn't. My
Yes,
family
you did.
cooked real good.
Oh, excuse me.
We cook in our family.
Oh, okay.
Well, you ain't bring nobody now, so you're selfish, is what you're saying.
No, shoot. But yeah. I was so damn glad to get off that damn highway, boy. Those damn 36 hours.
Sean, why you don't fly?
Because I be having to take my computer stuff, monitors and
You better take a laptop.
yeah. I take my laptop, but I have to take my monitors and stuff like that. So it's just too much shit.
Julius got a house full of computers,
I know.
printers, monitors, and things.
I know. But just like this time, I wasn't at his house.
Lord, fix it, Lord.
The intent was to be over there, but
The spirit didn't move you.
no, the spirit the first day when he told me that I think Chance had came in and Chance used the room because they got an inn.
They got a hustle.
Yeah, or on the low, Julius them run a hotel. So you got to get to that damn room.
You got to get in.
You got to get in there before everybody else get there. So Chance beat me to it. So
All right.
Mm,
What we got on the docket?
no, he wasn't here but one day. That was the day you came in on Thursday. That was it. And it was open the next 3 days. You just never showed up. So, But anyway, I'm glad you're doing well and made it back to Houston.
Yep.
Your frequent flyer miles or your frequent travel miles ought to be booming, or your car need a service one.
my car, I got my car service while I was there.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
did.
Well, anyway, y'all share with all your friends and family, and that's the only way that we need that we're gonna get this thing out. Everybody promote. These people
I
on your
slipped
page,
up,
I'm
y'all.
talking to y'all three right now.
Well, I'm
People on
sharing.
y'all page, if y'all can't tag them on this here, y'all need to delete them. If you can't tag everybody on your phone to tell them to watch you need to delete them.
I slipped up, y'all.
What you done did now?
Man, I had slipped up in our last employee meeting. They talking about tell us something that we don't know about you.
Oh,
You know.
Lord have mercy.
So what you told me? You were crazy?
No, I told them.
Y'all already know this.
Well, I do a show called Rabble on Wednesday nights on Facebook and YouTube, and all these white people, their little ears just perked on up. I was like, oh shit, dumb ass.
All right, you up to $4.
Yeah, you're the only one cursing on the show.
She thought we
Hey, I'm like, you man.
backstage.
Well, I
We
mean,
backstage. I thought we was backstage.
Yeah,
What
we
do you mean
backstage.
backstage.
We
Look up
not
in the
in-
corner. We've been live for 10 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
help her, Lord. Help her.
Oh,
Where's she at? Where's she at?
Hey, America.
Hey.
What?
Listen,
Yeah, Chandra. Yeah.
Boy,
I'm trying to
let me go
share
and
it
get
with all
these-
my friends. Y'all need to be doing the same thing. Go
Okay, what's your first topic? Because they want to hear
first-
America.
The first topic is the atrocity that happened in Liberty County, Georgia.
Where's DeRay?
He's on the way. He's he just finished wrapping up his show at the Promised Land Farms, where they were out there gardening and planting seeds. You can't have a revolution if you can't feed yourself. And that's the theme. So they were out there planting seeds in case there's a revolution, they'll be able to feed themselves.
That's right.
Only problem is they got to get way out of the Port Whitworth to get the food.
That's right. That's right. But let me break it down from what I could see today because I watched the video. So apparently there was a bus. Keep that in mind, a bus of young people. They look a little brownish like us. So they were the Delaware State Women's Lacrosse team. They riding along, and the sheriff said, y'all were going in the wrong lane, a whole bus in the wrong lane on I-95. So the bus driver, and you fill in what you want to do, is the bus get pulled over, and they start searching the bus and the bags and the churn, talking about, a lot of traffic has been going on, a lot of drug activity. We're going to search the whole bus going on the wrong lane on I-95. Mind you, this bus ain't got hit yet by no other vehicles. So, but that's what I could tell. I don't know. I might be wrong. What you saw, Julius?
Well, it's all over the news now. It's all over the national news. Let me see if I can move this thing out my face. It's all over the national news, and evidently the bus was in the left lane, which it should have been the right lane. And in Georgia, those big vehicles, trucks and everything, must move over to the right and stay in the right lane unless they're passing. So this was their reason to stop the bus. So you get these overzealous police officers. And that's the problem when you get police officers and you wonder why police officers get bad names. I used to tell these guys when I was on the police department, hey, you don't have to harass every damn body you see. You're here to protect and to serve, not to cite and arrest unless you have to. And they must, how they get. They don't like to be challenged. Somebody probably asks them, why are you stopping me? So now they're going to get on and they're going to harass the kids on there and tell them they got drugs. Tell us now. Give them that old Bonnie Fight line, that don't work on nobody. The girl's aunt came to see her while she was down in Florida or wherever, in Georgia here, and gave her a present. They talking about drugs in the present, and they opened the girl's present up. She didn't even get a chance to open it up. They opened it up. They violated everything that they could violate. The dumb who I started to help, sheriff, the head guy, got on yesterday and said it wasn't nobody's stuff searched. Then he had to come back 2 minutes ago and correct himself and say that, they searched it incidental to this. Because of this, they had to do this. That's a lie, man. He had to read the stuff off of his paper. He was so, Bowman, I don't know what's your problem, but you need to go. He just got elected 2 years ago. He needs to go.
And that's what I was going to say, Julius. I've been mad all day about this. And I need for somebody to tell Bowman, because I know he just got.
Go ahead and tell him. You can tell him. Go and tell him.
Tell Bowman.
Tell him
that if he does not fire them, if he don't fire them, if he does not discipline them, because see, that was an illegal search, and anything that they would have gotten in that seizure. Because how do we get from a bus being in the wrong lane to pulling over the whole bus and then calling out the dogs?
Yeah.
Only because
the lacrosse team was what?
Because they were black and brown. So and we have in Liberty County a black sheriff. Now, if that black sheriff don't get up off his black,
don't you say it,
and do something about it, because those hillbillies that got on that bus was overzealous, and anybody could have gotten hurt if those girls didn't keep calm. The girls was the calmest thing on the bus. It was them. It was them. I saw every video. Now, if he doesn't do anything, I promise you, I'll come down to Liberty County. I'll take my little vacation when it's time for whoever to run against him. And I'll start sending money now.
Well,
I'll start sending money now, and I'll start campaigning for that person now if he's not going to do anything.
You might as well start sending it now, because you can tell from his attitude and from the lie that he told at first on his first press conference. He had to come back and clear it up. That he's not a man that is for the people. He's hiding behind the badge also, and he doesn't mind protecting officers that were clearly wrong. So this man is not worthy of being the sheriff of Liberty County. I guess he's a do boy. They really didn't want him. And I got calls when he first was going to run to come help him. And Sabrina Newby, I'm gonna call you out. You did call me telling me to come help Bowman, but Bowman don't need no help. Bowman got all the help he wants, because him showing that he doesn't have the balls to do what is right, knowing that once you watch that tape that it was wrong, shows us that he isn't worthy of that job.
And correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be wrong here, but what gets me with leaders that look like us, that have a brown melanin color in their skin, and I don't have a lot of it, but at the end of the day, your counterparts that don't share that same skin complexion with you are not always in your corner. Not only that, stop protecting them and start pretending that your shade will lighten like theirs. We got the same thing going on in Savannah, and I ain't gonna call no names right now, but I will call them later. But I don't understand how, again, you will not stand on the side of your people, but you will defend people that don't have your best interests at heart. I'll let y'all make the determination around that. So, Bernard, I don't know. What are your thoughts about it? That's what I saw.
Yeah. My thing is this. Y'all got to realize Georgia is number one, the most racist state in America. Period. Georgia, people at Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, when it's time
Mississippi,
all of them, they look at Georgia and see what Georgia gonna do. And that's the truth. They look at Georgia and see what Georgia gonna do. At the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. If all those girls was white and the bus driver was white, it would have never happened. It wouldn't never happen. You know what I'm saying? And then my thing is this: why are we paying these policemen to sit behind trees and other stuff for 4 and 5 hours eating, and they ain't doing that? Why y'all paying these folks to sit in a car doing nothing? I mean, I've been there for 7 days, and time you ride around, is a cop here sitting there, probably asleep, probably just waiting to harass somebody, but y'all paying them to sit in their car and do whatever. At the end of the day,
I think you need to say we paying them.
We're paying our oppressors.
Yeah.
We are paying our oppressors. And he's not standing for, he doesn't have to stand for people that look like us. How about you just stand for what is right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can take color out of it and just say, let's stand for what the hell is right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
That's right.
We guilty until proven innocent.
Exactly. Because they get on the bus hollering about, you can tell me now, because if we find something, it's not going to be nothing we can do to help you. Well,
and then we start talking about marijuana. First of all, kill the marijuana thing. That thing needs to be legalized. That's the dumbest conversation. Come on with that mess.
Yeah, because see, all they had to do is say, this is an illegal search.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
Well, Julius, help me understand this, because a lot of times I think officers take this word probable cause too far. Probable cause gives you a reason. If I'm wrong, Julius, because you know more about this than any of us, probable cause gives you reason to search. But I don't think they have probable cause.
No.
Well, hold on now. You ain't Julius.
One of the things, probable cause, they didn't have probable cause to search. They pull the bus over. You got a bus full of athletes. you profiled once you got on the bus. Once you saw the bus driver was black, give him his ticket and let him keep going, if that's what you want to do. Now you're talking about you got 6, 7 officers on the highway tying up traffic. Everybody stopping and bottlenecking because they got the rubbernecks looking at what's happening. You got the kids all if they were really serious and thought drugs was on the bus, they would have took all the people off the bus and had them on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
On the side of the road. They all they wanted to do was harass those people, show some authority, and that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have overzealous officers, and that's why people be talking about defund the police, which we can never do, because the police is unnecessary in this society. Other than that, we would have total chaos.
Yeah.
So,
you're right. But the key is this here. Okay, they from Delaware. Who live in Delaware know Georgia law?
Exactly. And there's no signs on 95 in that stretch of highway where they were saying move over, or this is only to pass, or anything.
Chuck. Bring it on, Chuck. But here's the thing. This goes back to Biden, and this is what made me mad with Biden. I think somebody brought it last week. I am a full-time Democrat, but Biden, that crap you pull, you can sit here and give the police over $1 million, but you can't think about feeding the hungry. You can't think about reparations. You can't think about the least of those. You're about to get voted out.
And then
what,
Bernard? $33 billion to the Ukraine.
33 billion.
Ukraine ain't even in the United Nations good.
They're not in the United Nations at all.
He's giving it to Trump. He's giving it to Trump.
We can't be the police the world and then not take care of our own.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
it's a slap in our face.
Bernard, I'm with you on this one. Come election time, you and Kamala about to take it to the house, cousin.
Hey, it's crazy, man. It's like, and they wonder, I'm telling you right now, and I'm saying this here on this show right now. If y'all don't get these young folks to the poll and vote like they did 2 years ago, we flat out in trouble. I seen a sign coming down Highway 95, and the sign said Trump 2024.
You see them all over the place.
This is my first time seeing it. Because I basically be in the car listening to Teddy Pendergraft. I just happen to have did what
give
listen.
Give me a word.
We in trouble, man. We in trouble.
I ain't even gonna say it.
But
the Trump run again, I got to take advantage of it. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Hey.
Well,
at least he had a plan for the brown folk.
Hey, we got to put an agenda out there. Got to.
Well, I'm afraid. I too was going to say, you know what, the hell with the Democrats, until this little thing came up about the Republicans taking women's rights away. I mean, if y'all try, these white and black men, with a lot of white women, are sitting up somewhere and they are trying to take women back 50 years, and it's a dangerous thing that's going on right now. And I know that we're not on that subject, but we have to be thinking, what does this mean? Okay, we can talk about the economy and we can vote Republican, but if we vote Republican, what does it mean for our rights?
Means nothing. Because let me tell you what blows me about that whole situation. Chuck Schumer, stop being weak. Chuck Schumer is the weakest anything I've ever seen in my life. Why would you go we're going to put a vote out there and see what, I told you that vote wasn't going to pass. Anybody know that vote ain't going to pass. You got to get
y'all ain't got the number.
And then I just want everybody to see. Nobody cares. Stop being you know what? Like, what gets me is I want us to go back to when Amy, what was her name, Barrett got confirmed. You ain't see Mitch McConnell around here shaking hands, kissing babies. Mitch McConnell went there and put a foot right up your you know what. So I don't understand. And again, I will stick with the Democrat Party as long as I can. But I don't. I'm so tired of being so weak and tired and lost.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Whether it's the Republican Party or the Democrat Party, it's still the black folks' party, because neither one of them gonna do anything for us anyway. You know,
Well,
we have to. I mean, why don't we get our party? I mean,
Well-
at the end of the day, you can everybody can come in our community, right? Everybody, whether they're black, white, green, purple, whatever, they can come in our community and tell us a bunch of lies, and we believe it. And then when we get in the poll, we vote for whoever told the most lies.
Well,
just like Wade and Can Park.
Yeah, really. I mean, come on. Hey.
I ain't gonna go there, Chandra. They let Wade Herring and Can Park, and I don't know why, but hey, that's Julia's friend.
Well,
it is, man.
You know, we wouldn't have these overzealous cops if we had that policing law that should have been signed into law back almost a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, because they would be treading a little bit lighter. But then if we had sheriffs like, you know, the one down there in Liberty County that would be saying would have come to the mic and said, you know, those officers that did this, you know, because that's a stain on, because this is national news, you know, this is a stain on Liberty County and the state of Georgia, you know, that you have just a lacrosse team from Delaware coming through, going home, you know, and they can't come through this state from Florida without being harassed. And if they can be harassed in a bus, guess how many people those same 2 officers or 3 officers, however many it was, harassed in cars.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
It would have been nice to have that same police presence in Yamacraw the other night when that young lady got killed, but we didn't see it then, did we?
They don't come into after.
But I ain't gonna go
This is a reactive police law enforcement environment these days. Is reactive instead of proactive.
Yeah.
So we have to see. Chuck said this is the disclosure filing for a candidate for Senate District 2. A lot of familiar names from that Van Johnson fundraiser.
Wow.
Let me see. Let me look at it. I might pull it up. Let me see.
So the bottom line, probably all he got to do is fight these officers and clean it up. Say, hey, we apologize and move on. Ain't no suspension or anything. Fight it, but and then apologize and move on.
He's not going to do that.
Right.
He's not going to do that. These guys, I don't know whether it's a firing, whether it's probably something that they should be fired for, but I think that it should be looked at for suspensions.
Yeah.
Because these officers were out of line in what they did, and they should be reprimanded.
Well,
Chuck,
you know that.
Hold on, Sean, real quick. Chuck, send this to Julius. Does he have your email? Messages. Send it to Julius in the message. Julius, you got to see this.
Well, you know that the school is, I mean, because they were setting it up real good the other day because a lot of them were traumatized. And anytime you start hearing people talk about how they were traumatized, that equals funding and lawsuits. So by the time Liberty County finished paying these lawsuits that all of these girls that was traumatized on that bus, including the coaches, they'll get these damn police officers together.
Yeah.
But if not, that's fine. They'll just have others after a while.
Now, Shantae, you better be watching the show. You know I'm on the show. Don't be calling me now. But what's our next subject? But boy, Lord have glory. What's the next subject, Julie?
Well, send it to me, Rob.
I ain't getting that. Hey, I got a campaign
No,
right next.
we that's not on our subjects today.
We're
Our
investigating and
next
talk about it
subject
next
is high crimes and no misdemeanors. High crimes and no misdemeanors. Why are these kids killing each other every day in this city and across this country? You know, one of my co-hosts told me that we need to get some experts on here and before we move on and stop talking about it, but we can never stop talking about it because it is the most important issue that is facing our community today, all these killings and why these kids are killing each other. They're killing each other over nothing, I understand. And they don't value life. They're shooting in the crowds. This ain't just Savannah, it's all over. But we are a smaller municipality that probably can get it under control. I can see Chicago being out of control. I can see New York being out of control. I can see Los Angeles being out of control. I can almost see Atlanta being out of control. But here, it should not be out of control. And we need proactive policing with some intelligent policing to be going on to take care of this problem. And you know, it's a trend that has to be stopped. You know, this trend is curving toward a high rate that we just need to get under control. These kids are out of control, and yes, we got to blame everybody. You got to blame everybody, our elected officials, our community leaders, and the damn parents, because the parents are not doing what they need to do. Yeah, you got 2 and 3 jobs that you got to work out, but you got to also depend on your brother to see he's the uncle of these kids, or your sister, she's the auntie of these kids, or your mama, she's the granny of these kids. Somebody got to be in place because see, these kids are out of control. We got a couple of friends that have some kids that we know are going to be out of control. Me and Robert, we know they're going to be out of control.
So messy.
Because they are hell now at 2 and 5.
Fix it,
so we
Jesus.
know they're going to be hell.
Fix it, Lord.
So,
Yeah.
so you don't discipline them now, get them under control, they're not going to listen to nobody later on.
But Julius, there has to be a reason. And the reason why I said that we need, I feel like we need to talk to experts, you know, like social scientists or social
I'm a social scientist.
You know, because wait,
let them argument on. Let them go.
You're not one, because see what they do is they look at the trends and they look at what is really impacting, you know, just like they can take a correlation between the pandemic and us all being shut in for the last 2 years and things like that, and then they can correlate it back to poor mental health and how it has impacted the kids and how it has impacted us, you know, as all of it.
Why are we having this conversation on the Rabble if that's how easy it is?
No, I'm not saying it's easy, Negro. I'm saying that we need to bring a panel in here so that we
got to
can
meet
discuss
Friday night.
it.
Jamal Torre got one Friday night.
Well, he didn't tell me about it.
Huh?
I mean, that's what I would like to do.
I got a bone to pick with you. I ain't hear about no meeting now, and I want to. Let me say this, Bernard, real quick. Let me say this. I agree with you to a certain extent. What we need to do, and I've said this before, and it'll probably be the 100th time I said it, and I've told Bernard this too. We need to bring the pastors, the nonprofit leaders, the community members, the people that own these civic organizations like AKA Alpha Phi Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Omega Psi Phi, etc., around the table and have a conversation. We have people who do not get it. We have leaders, and I'm about to call names. We have a mayor and a police chief who are not from this community. Now, that's not a slight on them, but they don't have the same invested interest, nor do they understand the dynamics and the nuances of this community in which they're trying to lead. If they did, we wouldn't have this out. This is a pandemic now. This reminds me back when I was a child and the Ricky Gervais situation was going on. It was really bad. That's where we are. And we've got to stop thinking that one person is in charge, because we see now that we have city leadership who do not understand or get it. If they did, we wouldn't have people getting shot every day. We have people getting shot in the city of Savannah every day. So it's time to bring people around the table and quit, excuse my language, pussyfooting around before this thing really, really gets out of control and we can't stop it.
Yeah.
That's bottom line.
Yeah. It's already out of control. And what I see is, these kids don't have nothing to do. The kids don't have to, and the law done took the parents away from raising the kids. Because back in the day, when we was getting hell beat out of us. At the end of the day, these kids is out of hand. It's nothing for them to do. Prime example, I went with my sister Monday morning, right, and to help her transport patient, everything. We passed by 38 Park. It was 7 o'clock, y'all. It was 7 o'clock. And these there's about 10 or 12 guys at the park. And guess what they was doing? They was cooking out. They was cooking out 7 o'clock in the morning. Instead of going to a job, they cooking out? Really? Really?
Got to eat.
Come on now.
That was breakfast. Those people probably was homeless.
No, wait. And they wasn't homeless. They didn't even look homeless. I know the difference between homeless. And the fire was just going up. Right? They had a big bag.
Put your video back on.
So I'm like this here. And you go down on Montgomery Street and right across from the Scab apartment and what that is, the filling station, 7 or whatever by McDonald, 100 of them standing around doing nothing. When you don't have nothing to do, you get into stuff. And that's why I think we should, I'm serious, I think we should call an emergency, a state of emergency in Savannah, Georgia, and have a curfew for 2 months. I ain't gonna say it may help. For 2 months curfew at 9 o'clock.
We're gonna have a state of a new mayor.
Hey, well, that too. But right now, since he's the mayor now, so I mean, put it in. And like I say, I call a couple people. We're gonna meet next month, everything. But man, come on now. 7 o'clock in the morning, you having a cookout. That's why these white folks taking over Savannah. I mean, when I was growing up in Savannah, every place we had, it was black here, black. Man, everywhere I went, it is less and less of us and more of them. They done took over Savannah. I passed by Yamacraw. Man, that's coming next. So at the end of the day, if you gonna have a meeting and you gonna bring everybody to the drawing table, make sure the people who at the table with y'all or with us on the same page. If you're not on the same page, you need to just leave. I mean, it's crime everywhere, but you need to start in your home before starting your back home.
Well, part of crime too, y'all. I want y'all to realize this, and I'm gonna pinpoint Yamacraw because it angers me to the point of no degree. Because I said this maybe a year or two ago. When they started developing around Yamacraw, I said, "Oh, that's it for Yamacraw. No, I ain't never gonna happen to Yamacraw." Then you got your alderman, for lack of a better word, over there talking about, "Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna do." I knew what was gonna go on, and now you let it run down as the three alderwomen. I call them the super alderwomen. They went over there. It runs down. The next thing you do, you add the recipe of crime to it. Oh, we don't know what to do with it. So the only thing left to do is what? Demolish it. It's a recipe. It's a recipe. A lot of this stuff is designed. I think Julius has talked about this. Jay Jones has talked about this. This is by design. So if you add dilapidation with crime, the only way to fix it up is to just tear it down and rebuild it again.
Yeah. Hey, I got 3 things. I got SSD. See, say, do. See something, say something, and do something. If you can't do those 3, shut up. I am so tired of hearing all these. Oh man, you know what? Let me just hush. I told I wasn't even gonna cuss today, but let me hush. I am so tired of these so-called people look like us, always got a solution. No, always saying something but don't have a solution, and always talking this nonsense over and over and over again. I be wanting to tell them, I swear for God, shut up. Shut up. Because some of the stuff you saying just shut up, at the end of the day, just shut up, and just because we get let me tell you something, just because y'all, if Van Johnson is not y'all next mayor, okay, it's still gonna go on. The foundation always. I have never seen so many construction going on in Savannah than the Man in the Moon. And trust me, what they're building is sure not for us.
Nope. Nope.
You are so right, Bernard.
What
Because
you
when
doing,
I came
son?
down
You
through
in the
that
background, all that
this
talking.
past weekend, I was like, well, dog, where did this come from? And what's this? And
Well,
I mean, all down 17, all over the west side. And I'm like, wow. Who? Yeah. It's
Well-
not for y'all. It's to
Well-
move. It's to keep gentrifying.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things when we talk about this is we have a war going on in our own backyard, and then all we want to talk about is the Ukraine and Russia.
Mm-hmm.
We need to calm this war in our own backyard first, because it's a war. These kids are killing each other, but as long as they're Black lives, nobody don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't any sense of urgency. Nobody is seen where this is very important to them. There's no concern. And then one of the other factors is it's a lot of girls in these gangs now.
That's sad.
A lot of females in these gangs. And, and that's why so many females are being shot. My sister couldn't be on the corner like we was when we was growing up back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
These girls are on the corners in these places now where a woman should not be. And like I said, it goes back to another thing. We always on the corners. Why are we on the corners?
Yeah.
And
you're right. And
they
girls
allow us to be on them corners, loitering, doing nothing, just hanging out.
Yeah.
And I'm about to say the same thing that I think you're thinking, Bernard, when you're about to say, I feel like you're about to say that these girls, they're more treacherous than the boys.
Yeah.
They
And
are
they've been in there. You're right. Woo.
They are more treacherous than the boys. They're more violent.
Yeah.
And I don't even, oh my God.
And they're emotional. And people, Jude, when you say girls in the gang, they've been in the gang. Now they already been in the gang. It's more profiling now.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, when that big old fight broke out in Miami, it was all girls. It was all girls. Broke out. Period. These girls, man, whoo. They something else, man. It's just, man, it's sad. It's sad, man. This is a sad time in this world here. My daughter told me, say, Daddy, what we gonna do? This world done lost control. Period. And you sitting around and you having conversation with your child, because she's my best friend. She the only one going, she listen to me sometime, but at the end of the day, she the only one I talk to her when I'm home, because it's just me and her. And so when she asks these serious questions, you try to answer the best way you can, but you get emotional. It's like, really, man, this what it's come to now. This what it come to. And my little nephew, it was an incident yesterday, almost, in Atlanta. Fight broke out. He got stabbed in the back. He had Grady now, holding on. Just, man, it's man. I'm telling you, man, I'm so tired of this. I swear, I don't know what to do. I'm just telling you, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, just collect yourself real quick. But you're right. I think the part that this and thank you for being vulnerable, Bernard. Thank you. That's a lot. But I think the part that we have missed, and this is in all sincerity, is we have lost our sense of humanity for one another. We have been trained, and Teray has talked about this. We have been trained to hate one another from days beyond before slavery. We've been trained to be in competition with each other. White men have taken our Black women and have raped them. We have been raped of our own cultures. We have been raped of our dignity. Black men have been, by that same process, removed from the home and then victimized for doing that. And so what we've got to do, we don't have Dr. Kings and Malcolm X's anymore. we have a collective piece that we've got to build a puzzle together. So what that means is Chandra has a piece, Julius has a piece, I have a piece, and we've got to come together to be a community leader, collective leadership. It's no longer about the Dr. Kings and Corettas of this world. It's no longer about, relying on a mayor that can't even care about his own community. It's no longer about worrying about city leaders. It's about what are we going to do for our communities. So what I see working well is community gardens, right? Bringing communities together to talk about things and not just coming together when there's an issue. What I see is working is bringing together nonprofits and funding those instead of putting bricks on Broughton. It's one of the reasons why, and I'm not doing this as a shameless plug, but it's one of the reasons why I really am going to return to Savannah and run for city council at large. It's because I care enough about the solutions. It's not about the money. When you start worrying about the money and making sure that Kessler's okay before your people are okay, you're a sick individual. You're sick in the head. And you can go back and tell them that. But we've got to start really relying on us. What will our community do collectively to end this pandemic?
Well, it's funny that you say that. Not funny, but that you're giving a clarion call for us to unite. And in order for us to unite and get things done, not only at the ballot box so that we could put people in place to do things to lift our community up, you also have to have a call for us to join in with our monies. We have to be able to say that we can get things done. See, these people are filling a void by gentrifying our communities.
Who sent her the link?
I don't know. She don't need one. She just got it.
Who sent her the link? Oh, I don't like you, by the way.
But these people
one of my best friends, you could get a picture of her and sit on somewhere.
These people are filling a void that we won't fill. We should be gentrifying our neighborhoods. We should be getting the money together to buy that house over there that's abandoned. But they're swooping in and doing it. We can pool our monies together and say that we got a corporation that we can say we can put all our monies together to renovate, and then flip or either rent out this house. They're doing something that we should be doing, and all we do is sit back and cry. All we do is cry.
I got you, Torre. Do Torre all kind of ways.
And that's a problem. That's a problem with me. Don't go telling me we got a problem and they gentrifying our neighborhoods. Damn it! Let's get our money together and we gentrify it ourselves.
Well, because the reason why they can do it is because we have never been since they brought us over here on the slave ships. We have never been taught. In fact, we were whipped for trying to link together. So we've never been taught to come together, and that's going to take some rebraining. That's reteaching our brain to learn that Torre is not against me. He's my brother, and we may not always think together, but we love our community enough to pool our money. And he's not worried about me getting 10 cents more than he gets.
Amen.
Because we all have the same goal of saving our community, but until that happens, until we and it's not going to just be us 6 that's going to do this. We have to get 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 that's going to be able to start to make a movement.
Sandra, it starts with us six. It starts with us six. We have to be able to trust each other. They instituted a mind game into our communities where we don't trust each other. So you think all five of y'all finna send me $1,000 tomorrow so that we can start our LLC and get our corporation so we could buy this house and buy this land and build a house on it? No, because the trust is not there.
But you know, it's not even the trust; it's the generosity isn't there.
Chandra, can Issa and Shantae, come on.
The generosity isn't there. Like, you know, it's like first of all, I'm not pooling my money. I'm gonna say that. I will give my money, I will loan my money, but I am not pooling my money, because when you pool your money, it's like if I go to work and I'm working 60 to 90 hours a week, I have people looking at me like, oh, she worked too much, she too independent, she too this, she too that. But while they sit there and they live off disability, where I have a real disability, I got a disability check 3 to 4 years ago, and that was all that I had. I remember being released from jail, and I didn't even have $50 for my first 3 months. And guess what? There wasn't nobody saying, here's your handout. But it's like when we start working together as community, we have to be in position to really put together working as community, letting people do what they're good at, paying people livable wages. You know, I'm so tired of work for, and I love work for Black people. I won't work for anyone other than a Black person, but they don't pay livable wages.
Shantae,
y'all gotta get
all that is good, but still, we don't have the money to buy the houses by doing what you're saying.
But
we don't have the money to do
design,
that
Julius.
Exactly, it's all by design. It is
like
a systematic, diabolical plan over time to destroy us.
Right. I mean, I can say Robert knows right now. I got people looking at me trying to sue me. Where the last 3 months, I have a couple of people where I've been bankrolling them in the background, and because I was like, they're like lawsuit, and it's like, you know, we supposed to be in this together, trying to make a change. So that really let me know. In moving, like I'm trying, like I got people who talk about me working too much. I do this too much. As you're too independent.
Well, you can't worry about the people that's talking about you. You got to worry about the people who talking with you.
But you can't worry
about those people.
It's not so much as talking about me. It's the whole conversation. Yeah. This is what's stopping us in our Black communities and the socioeconomic. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna keep moving forward. But the thing is, when you have Black women who we may be the only ones working in corporate America to get the knowledge, to get the education, to be able to, y'all see him, to be able to move these conversations forward, if we're the only ones with the, you know, because when you go to corporate America, I worked in mergers and acquisitions when in college. And because of the sexual harassment, I quit my job and worked at a strip club and made more money as a waitress than working in mergers and acquisitions. And when but the point is,
we gotta get somebody else in. Issa.
I heard Julius Hall with regards to the words that he was saying. So now I'm about to hurt some feelings, and excuse me. And I have to go and say this. The comments that I make are not the views of the Rabble, and it's not anyone on the Rabble, but I'm putting it out there. Julius Hall, as you were saying, addressing groups of people. Let me go and tell you that what you all have not said and what no one's saying, I'm going to say right now. A group of people who can do that, the very thing that you're saying, and I even did a video on this right here, are the longshoremen in Savannah, Georgia right now. The longshoremen can do that, have the power to do that, but they choose not to do that. So you think I'm the first person to have said this about them? No, because under some former longshoremen presidents, there were some people who went to them and said to them, why don't you all get some monies? Some of y'all say y'all making six figures. Why don't y'all begin to acquire some of the properties in the neighborhood? And the longshoreman president said, we don't tell them what to do with their monies. So here you go, Black folks went to them. And I'm not saying that this is something that was discussed, in the 2020, or this was 2000 teens. This has been going about 20 to 30 years ago. This was said to the longshoremen in Savannah, Black men and Black women, and Black men, Black leadership there chose not to even infuse that. So what I'm saying to you all, guess what? It ain't just ain't on us. There is an economic power in this city that has chosen not to do it. So it ain't brand new. This is a continuation. And so we got to be real and call the people out. You called everybody else out, but nobody likes to call the longshoremen out about this at all. I'm just going to put it out there. So again, it's not y'all opinion. It's my thoughts, but I had shared and I put it in the video. I don't care if they don't like me. I ain't sweating that. It's the truth.
Jesus,
and you're exactly right.
Jesus, I've been saying that for a long time. But when you have a lot of, I mean, that's just like if I give Chris $100. Chris is not financially astute and educated. When you give uneducated people too much money, they're not going to do the right thing.
If you step in the wrong way, I'm not saying it. I don't agree with they're uneducated. I'm not.
Well,
when you right. I don't think that's right. That's not right.
Well, when you put, well, I'm saying the same thing that Jesus is saying.
No, he didn't say that.
I didn't say that your views are my views.
Don't do that.
But what I'm saying is that when most of the people that work down at the Longshoreman Hall has never had $150,000 in their life. Okay, they didn't grow up like that, and you give that to them, they don't know what to do with it. So that's why when you pull up there, they got rims and cars and all of this, but they pulling up in the projects, and half of them, I mean, well, some of them may own their own homes, but they're not investing.
Because are we investing? We ain't doing either. You can't say yourself. No, hold on. Well, that's not being undereducated. That's being, I'm gonna spend my money where I want to spend my money.
And beyond that.
I invest. Don't throw a rock.
Are you not investing? Doc, are you not investing?
I am, but the way you're talking about it makes no sense.
Exactly.
What I'm saying,
I don't think so either. Sandra, these people got $660 million in the bank.
Who?
The longshoremen. They got $660 million in the bank. You can't tell me they weren't supposed to be doing something in this community.
No,
I'm blaming it on that. Don't blame it on the rims on their car. The leadership of the longshoremen should have been doing something the whole time. They brought up a few homes so they could build a bigger building. They brought up a few homes so they could build a bigger parking lot. Why not go and build up the whole neighborhood? They're just as responsible as the pastors in this city.
Hey,
yes,
let me
I
say
thought
that
you guys were talking. When I think about the longshoremen, I think about individually and collectively.
They are union. They're union.
Let me tell you.
Son, you gotta get somebody else some time.
Hey,
go ahead, Bernard.
Let me say this here. I'm gonna say this here, and I don't care who get mad. And I'm gonna say about the longshoremen, okay? And nobody say this. This is what they do with their money. They buy cars, right? And they take care of 3 and 4 homes. Their girlfriend, their friend, their white friend. That's what they do. That's what they do. So if y'all expect them to come take care of our community, they got a whole family to take care of. That's why they and 3 family, 4 family. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. So my thing is this here. I'm not worried about everybody on this panel because we all fine. I'm worried about the young man I seen laying at the bus stop sleeping 8 o'clock in the morning, don't have nowhere to go. I'm worried about these folks who don't have no houses. I'm worried about the folks who the kids ain't had no food to eat. Let's talk about them. Let's because we gonna be okay.
You make a great point, Bernard, because, and I think it's $66 million they got, not $600 million. They got $66 million in their reserves in their bank. $66 million that they got that they could spend on building something that could make that $66 million even more. You know, we can't give them no break. And those pastors, all these smart pastors who think they get that group that they got with 100 black pastors in it and start pooling the money from the churches and buying up these things, buying up these properties. Because before you know it, they're gonna be buying your church. What you say, Jamal?
Jamal,
you muted.
Talk about the church or look at the Falcon Stadium. I'll let you go ahead, Jesus.
All right, just to share something with y'all. Now, there is a group of people that have used their money, used their resources to get homes for members and for the elders in the community, and they did it for construction, and they were basically they were attacked about the monies that they had, and it was the United House of Prayer. And see, people vilify the United House of Prayer, but guess what? They build housing for their membership, especially for their elders. So that is an example that what can happen and occur. But like I said, people like to vilify the House of Prayer. I use the House of Prayer as an example of saying, listen, that's what can happen when we come together. When you talk about churches, that's an example of a church organization. And they were forced to spend some money because the government was upset with them because they were doing that type of work. So I'm just throwing it out there. So it is there. It's based on leadership.
Well, I can tell you that there are a few longshoremen that have created a LLC, a investment group, and they are buying houses and, investing into the community and fixing up these houses. The guy's name is Shannon Holman. Y'all need to reach
Shannon
out.
is doing great. Shannon is doing great, but we need.
Let me break this thing down
It's
for you.
1,000 of them. We need 5. We need a 40 more Shannon.
I was just going to say real quick.
Hold on. If you go to Brownsville, you will see more than enough rundown homes. What I want to see is if that kind of money exists, buy those homes, build them up, lease them out, rent them, sell them to our community, and make a return on the investment. I don't give a doggone dog what one person do. Hell, who cares? Wonderful, great, grand. You get a star, a gold star, and a sticker. Who cares a shit? Excuse my language. But I'm tired of this individualistic thinking. One of the things I learned from the Islamic faith, when I went over to visit Malaysia and all that, they think collectively. We are so darn individualistically thinking what the one person can do. I don't care what you can do by yourself. Who gives a damn? I'm so sick of that thinking. That's why we are in the predicament we're in now. We think about what the next man got, what the next man can't get. And if I don't have it, I'm going to be a crab in the barrel and pull you down. Get rid of that thinking. I'm so sick of it.
Or you going to work all day trying to get it just like them when you should be trying to pool together to try to make something happen. If we don't come together, we are going to stay in this sunken pit.
I was just going to say, or we sometimes try to we'll take each other's gifts and talents and try to make it our own. Like, oh, well, he's a realtor. If you don't know investing, go sit down with some investors, learn investing. Don't be afraid of learning. The only difference between black people and white people is white people ain't afraid to read these books and learn and say, I don't know how to do this. You have some black people who that's where our mentality is. But if you go to the guy sleeping at the bus stop, you give him a book, I ain't even going to say that, because when you're homeless, you'll read books. When I am broke, that is when I budget the most. So to discount or discredit anybody because of socioeconomics, you never know. Because when I have 6 figures, then I have a whole team of people who are looking at me to be the golden goose. Every time I make money, then I got little Ray over here thinking that I'm supposed to fund this or fund that because they see me with a little bit of money. And if you start moving money in those directions, you end up short. You end up short. So there has to be a way for us to be educated enough to we need more financial literacy classes with that affirmative action that happened. My generation, I'm 43 years old. I'll be 43. With our generation, affirmative action really messed us up because they started passing these people through school without knowing basic math. And without knowing basic math, how do you expect them to know about compound interest and things like that? And so it's like, until we start educating ourselves outside of what we're just taught in school and with the longshoremen, you have to think like these aren't people with PhDs, and there may be someone with a PhD. So I don't want to count anyone out. But when you start thinking about where their mentality is, to have rims, whether you living in a project or not, all they're looking at it as I'm saving money on rent. I ain't gonna never go get a mortgage because I'm saving money on rent, but I can ride how I want to ride. A lot of people think like that, not just the longshoremen. So it's like we got to re-educate ourselves.
And as far as Brownsville, as far as Brownsville, they did that before.
They did nothing. Don't come on with that mess. Don't start me up.
You tell a goddamn lie because I was on the planning team, and the city of Savannah did it. We did that shit. We did that. We bought all the houses. We bought
when I cuss on my show, I get
we bought up all of the houses.
Stop protecting bullshit.
We bought up all of the houses, Doc, and
then why they all messed up now?
Well,
go ahead, Issa.
It's because of the people. We bought up those houses. Julius, no. In Collar Brownsville, we bought up the houses. Issa even knows. This was a project of the city of Savannah way back in 1998.
Any project involving the city ain't us.
Well, I'm not telling you. Don't say it like it didn't happen. You know, that done happened before.
Okay.
Y'all failed. Next.
What you say?
We did not fail.
You were saying something.
It look a mess.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next subject. Because whether y'all realize it or not, all these things tie in. And the next thing that we're going to be talking about really ties in. See, it is a systematic thing that they're doing to us. They sit back in rooms and think all day on how to take advantage of us. There has to be a serving class, and they have relegated us to be the serving class. So it's a few of us get out, but the rest of us have to serve. Why you think we ain't got no reparations? If they give y'all some damn money, you gonna spend it on Michael Jordan shoes. True. They ain't gonna give you no reparations. They'd rather give it to the Ukrainians first on some bullets and some bombs. Y'all around here with this
which the Bush family owns Halliburton, where they make the bullets and the bombs.
Anything involving the city didn't have nothing to do with us because the city is not with us.
Amen.
Now, what we finna talk about right now, I'm gonna tell you how diabolical and how deep it goes. Y'all listen to this here 1 minute, and then y'all tell me whether this plan they got on all phases, ticking every day against us. And y'all want to say you ain't gonna pool your money, you ain't gonna do nothing. No, you better do it or you're gonna be left out. When they put their foot on your neck, don't come crying to us, because they're gonna put their foot on your neck. That's where their foot landing at next. Probate court. It's a probate court. Robert, I got this, Robert. Probate court robbery. The probate court is the most crooked system in the world. In Chatham County, it is ludicrous. It is out of control. It is a criminal what they do in probate court. My wife's family had a home that they lived in, burned down, built a brand new one. They owed after her father died, left it to the daughter. The daughter got 3 kids, and the adopted kid make her have 4 kids. They don't. My wife's sister died. The house is now in those 4 kids' names. They can't take care of it. So what we do, we step in. I go to renovating. I put over $10,000 in this house. $10,000 I put in the house. The probate court, when it gets to probate court, the probate court gets mad about something that happened between the 4 kids that we don't know anything, that we knew about, but we didn't know we had anything to do with it. So the probate court tells us to cease and desist. Now this is part of the plan. They like us not to leave wills. They like us not to leave last testaments. They like us to leave things cloudy, so they'll have to step in. And when they step in, we lose every single time. Every single time we lose. I'm trying to figure out, Jamar, has there ever been a black recorders court judge? I mean probate court judge.
No, we've not had an African American probate court judge.
And let me tell you why. Thank you for answering that question. Because they will not let us have it. That's probably one of the positions that they're dumping in the election box, in that position only.
Well,
because the probate court judge, go ahead.
I was going to say, and who is the judge for probate court?
He's an ex-Kid City councilman. He's a lawyer named Tom Bordeaux.
No. Let's hold up. You just stop. Yes, he was on city council. What else was he also? He also was state representative. State representative for what you all know as District 163. And also, just to share this with you all, one of the issues that people have about Tom Bordeaux was one of the sticklers and one of the issues with regards to when it was about child support issues, when they were trying to say we need to have some child support equity and parity for especially non-custodial fathers. Tom Bordeaux was the one that was holding it up. Some of us share with people about this. We say Tom Bordeaux in particular. Now, going back to like the longshoreman, Tom Bordeaux, we told folks the people that he represents in his district are the people who are impacted by that. African-American males in particular who are caught up in the system. Tom Bordeaux. Then he leaves from the state house, becomes a city council member, and then goes into probate court. So guess what? Understand the history of these people who are in these positions.
And he's part on something in the bank. One of those banks. He's a person in one of those banks.
Yeah, he was.
Okay. Now let me finish telling y'all this story and tell me.
The protest outside his office, Lewis Wilson, who y'all know, Lewis Wilson would be outside his office protesting. People thought Lewis was crazy. I like Lewis was right.
But he wasn't.
Yeah, Lewis was right. I'm gonna tell y'all, when y'all get through hearing this story, it ain't gonna take but a few more minutes. Y'all bear with me. So I'm renovating the house. I'm painting it. I done cleaned it all out. I done took and paid over $1,000 to clean the backyard out. I'm doing all this here. I am working myself. That's why I'm saving money. I was there working myself every day. We cleaning the house up. The family members give it to my wife to finish taking care of. It's $56,000 left on the house to be paid off. Single family home, 4 bedrooms, 2-story. Recently built, last 20 years or so. So the judge, it goes to probate court because of a $13,000 check. It goes to probate court. So when it gets to probate court for that, he finds out about the check because we were trying to get all of the family members to turn the house over to my wife so it won't be no cloudiness. And she gonna handle it because she loves her nieces and nephews, and she was going to take care of it for them. I'm just helping out because my wife made me. So here you go with Bordeaux. My wife go to court. We got our lawyers. Lord, I don't even want to call his name. He screwed me twice. Nice. But anyway, we got our lawyer, and the judge tell my wife and talk to her like she was trying to steal something. Why didn't you tell the court about this here? She said, well, I didn't think it was none of the court business. It ain't my business. That's their business. Why didn't you do this here? Trying to accuse my wife who's scared to even spend her campaign money on putting gas in her car. So you know she ain't going to do nothing wrong. She's scared to put gas in her car with her campaign money, which she could. So he made it look like she was doing something sneaky. He talked to her like she wasn't nobody. I wasn't there. Because I probably would have been in jail. So he tells us to cease and desist everything that we're doing over there and give the keys up.
Couldn't have been.
Kicked us out. I done lost $10,000. Now, he turns it over to a guardian ad litem because it's a kid involved of 7 years old. So a guardian ad litem comes in. It's $56,000 to pay on this house, $900 a month. We're going to pay this. I'd already paid 3 months up. So here it is. They kick us out. We can't do nothing. The guardian ad litem come in and say, we got to protect the kid. We're not worrying about the other 3 people. $56,000 left to pay on this house. Before we know it, they do this here. This is how they take stuff from us. Mm-hmm. And y'all need to listen. Everybody out there.
Yeah.
They appoint this guardian, Julianne Glissom or something, whatever the hell her name is, thief. All of them are thieves. You don't like to sue me so we could go to court so I could call all y'all ass out. They're thieves. All of them. So they appoint this guardian ad litem. The guardian ad litem, for some reason, they figure they'll sell the property now. Hell, sell it to us. Let us finish what we're doing so it could be generational wealth for this family. Exactly. They sell the property, give each one of the 4 kids $2,500 damn dollars. Wow. Pay the bank off with the property. The bank sell it to somebody else. Now the house just sold for $189,000. Now we ain't got nothing. The 4 kids got $2,500 taking people's property. That's robbery. You can't tell me it's nothing else. That's robbery. They didn't have no consideration for the family, period. None.
And you know, Julius, hold on.
Let Issa go real quick, please.
I was going to say they need to file a bar complaint against the attorney and also file a complaint against the probate court judge. And that, which I'm believing that, I guess, in the other family, the other children did not have representation with regard to this either. So, but that's what they need to be doing. Possibly looking at filing a bar complaint against the attorney and with regards to also now filing a complaint against the judge. Because there have been complaints about that court, about the probate court in general. But a lot of times we don't look at that because probate court is not the section court, but it is a powerful court because it's involving estates.
Exactly. And they look for people that don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of us don't know what our rights are. If they come and take something from you and just say, well, we just gonna sell it. And those ad litem people, they are a big money grab. That's all that's all they are. They are a big money grab for the courts. They get paid $3,500.
It goes way deeper.
It's called rape.
System of people.
It's called property rape.
What do you say?
It's property rape. It's rape.
It's a system of people put in place strategically to monopolize this whole thing. The judge stays in place. We've never had a black probate court judge. The attorney that handles the ad litem part of it, Weiner, Shearhouse, and all. They're all with City Hall. They're all big lawyers that have a history of bleeding this city. This is the establishment that we're talking about. Somebody told me, Julius, be careful. You know, you're talking about they. I don't give a damn. Ain't but 2 things I'm scared of, and one of them is God and the feds. And the feds don't scare me no more.
But here's the thing, folks. What it comes down to, it comes down to this. Hold on, Issa. We've got to go back to this conversation here, and give me 1 second, Issa. We've got to stop trying to talk about one another. We got to stop trying to down one another. We got to start educating ourselves in our communities. One of the things I told my father, you know, is that you got to do this will because the probate court will rape you of your property, right? This is what Julie's talking about. This has been property in their family for decades. And now all of a sudden, you're going to let, and my white folks should get back, you're going to let a white man come just snatch it and stick you up behind to take your property. That's not right. Get your documents in order, and we got to start telling our communities, Liberty City community, start educating our people, Cloverdale community. At these community meetings, we got to bring in education and professional development on these issues.
Yeah, we do. What you say, Issa?
I was going to say also, John, throw it out there to y'all. When y'all try to give the impression, I'm just saying in general, that like longshoremen don't have understanding, that's not correct. That right. Again, what you all just realized that here it is people who should have understanding that when you don't have a will, you need to file for administration. So again, and it's better for y'all to have an agreement about who will be the administrator of the estate. And so that way you can still have some control. But the attorneys, when they are appointed as guardians, in either case, guardians or the administrators of the estate, they get paid every time they pick up the phone or send an email or do a letter, they get paid. So out of that estate is monies that are coming into the pockets of them that do not go to the families. So that's why family members might need to be trying to find an attorney to go and say, hey, listen, there's been some fraud committed on us. We need to investigate that. You need to see what can happen. Because, again, here go a child who is a minor that they should have been looking out for. I'm sure that minor probably has not gotten a lot of money. So, again, that child is not put in a worse off position as opposed to if they still had that property in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
because
yeah, so
with the price
you might need to let your family members look at something like this for them now to go ahead and start making some decisions or start contacting some attorneys.
Yeah.
But not to say that you're making them do it, but they need to go and begin looking at it. The other adults in the family. Oh, I'm saying those descendants, the heirs. The other heirs might need to be the ones doing that.
Yeah, and we need to be having wills. We need to be having insurance. One thing that we always look at and wonder why these people have money and we don't. They had insurance. When their parents die, they leave them hundreds, thousands of dollars. They start companies. They buy homes. They have this stuff that we're not we privy to it. We just don't do it.
Yeah, and that's
we have a $10,000 policy instead of $150,000 policy.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's the key right there. You have to put stuff in place to make sure it don't go to probate court. At the end of the day, me and my wife had already put everything in place way before she even passed away. We had a will, okay? We had insurance. We had everything that, so it can't go to what happened with y'all, Jules. You know, when you got it already set in place, and that's what's wrong with black people. They don't know how, people not telling them how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you're going to get rich off of insurance policy because somebody left it, nothing like that. But at the end of the day, you get enough to bury that person instead of letting that person stay in the freezer for about 2 months or whatever until they collect some money. You know what I'm saying? You have to do your background track to make sure that you are safe instead of going to the probate court. At the end of the day, maybe, you know, people don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. But common sense said, you have, you know, get insurance, get a will, you know, cover your butt. Like me, if anything, I cover my butt.
And not only just a will, power of attorney.
Power of attorney, right.
If it's not in writing, it ain't real.
Yeah, right.
And advanced, but you can do advanced directives, like you can do simple things. Like when I'm doing mental health groups, I do a RAP, Wellness Recovery Action Plan, and you can take that and file it. Just something as simple as a RAP. It's a book that you buy that's like less than $20, and you can file it, and it becomes a living will, and you can do it yourself. So people don't realize that you can do advanced directives and you can do your own living wills. Yeah. And I was going to say in this conversation, so another thing, when we were talking about the kids, a thing that I've learned is the Department of Treasury is actually who pays for parental rights to be terminated. So when parental rights are terminated, although those kids may go live with the auntie or someone, the Department of Treasury is who's covered that cost. So that makes no sense to me. And then we also have to look at the fact of when these kids go live with auntie, who's paying those property taxes? I can say that both of my families, both of my grandparents left land and houses. And guess what? Those property taxes, because nobody lived in the city, in that small town. Everybody moved out of the state. And when they'd send it, we lost the paperwork. And we ended up losing both of the houses on both sides of the family. We own land, but we don't have any houses. And it looks like a liability, because the only thing that happens is each year my mother's paying all of this money for a white person to live in the house that my grandparents lived in. And there is no real power, because it ain't like she can come and snatch up the house just because she owns the land. The county owns like part of it. Part of it is parceled out. So there's only so much that can be done. So we got to look at things like making sure that people are paying property taxes. A lot of people lose their homes in probate due to property taxes. And this is the only thing else that I'm going to say. But we need to be concerned about all of these people being stuck on the virtual world. Like, I'm grateful for the StreamYard platform, but people are stuck in this virtual world. And we need to look at the fact that Bill Gates is going around buying up legitimate land. We got all of the black people, especially, getting happy about Bitcoin and all of these things, FundX and all of this other stuff that's making them money. And guess what? They're taking their money that's not backed by anything and putting it into virtual stuff. They're buying virtual stocks. They're buying virtual land on video games. And we have these white folks going and buying up legitimate land. And now we got Elon Musk who done bought up Twitter. And before you know it, we ain't gonna own nothing. So I just want to say that.
Nothing now.
I
But you're
don't.
right. We don't own nothing
I
now.
own some artwork.
We on liquor stores.
Go ahead, Issa.
In church.
Right.
I was going to share this right here, that when we talk about our experience, and yeah, right, I'm not saying, yes, we need to have insurance, we need to get all that, but even when we get insurance, and understand this right here, all that does, and again, we need to have it, that only puts us 50 meters into a 200-meter race, because for Caucasians, what we need to understand, from something as simple as getting VA loans back right after World War II, and when they now had Homestead Acts given to them, they have already started with some of them right now. They are having a foundation, a wealth of $700 from anywhere from $300,000 to $750,000 that they have themselves. But our people, we are trying to play catch up with them. And so when it comes to some of this, when we talk about reparation and other things like this, that's a part of the dynamics right there, that they have had all this right. Someone sold land to someone, they acquired land that they were able to use for their daughters to go to school, this generation right here. But they got the land back in the 1800s that was taken from Native Americans. And so right now, when you start looking at the VA loans and all that, that is what has been given to Caucasians that Black people were not able to get fully. And so they have already started the race well ahead of us. But we don't like to call that out also. But people know about it. And so when you start calling them out, that's when they get afraid, because they're saying, oh, wait a minute. They do understand that we did not pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. And so, but they demand to you to do that. So I'm saying, yes, go ahead, still get your insurance and all of that and get all that, your affairs in order. But then still do not be afraid to call them out about why you have to have, as I told folks, there's something, so what I call a societal safety net that is done by the government, a societal safety net. And they refuse to do that because most of us don't think about it. So I just want to throw that out there.
I just want to say real quick, because I'm about to go to my show, is you are 100% right. The only thing I am going to say is we got to stop trying to compete with the white man and understand that they are generations and deal with what we have right now in the present and make the best of it. So they gave us affirmative action. Like I am looking to build my company and do reverse affirmative action. I hire 5 people of color. 5 people that aren't Black, and everybody else will be Black. And guess what? That is 100% legal. When we got these white boys going to Savannah State now, guess what? That's reverse affirmative action. So we got to start thinking like them. Like, do you realize that if you don't have a lease in your name, then you are homeless technically? So when we got these 4 kids living in the house, they are all homeless. Put them in some programs, like and we'll say, oh no, we can't do that. But this is what the white people do. They use the system. I am so grateful that I have a very Europeanized education. I was the only Black kid in my school until I moved to Savannah. And when I went to Durant, I was like, what the hell is this? Because it was a fight the first day of school. Anyways. And that
it was you involved in the damn fight.
No, I wasn't involved in some of the fights.
But we're not.
Shantae,
we got to get in the game. We can't even compete if we're not in the game.
But we're
not
trying to
in
compete.
The game, so we're not competing with anybody at this time.
But we're trying to compete. That's what's stopping us from being in the game.
You can't compete unless you're in the game.
But that's what's stopping us from being in the game, Julie.
You cannot compete in anything unless you're in the game.
But it's stopping us from being in the game because we're looking at what the white man has and we're trying to get there. We're trying to get the Range Rovers before we have the houses because we see the white man with the Range Rovers.
You have to look at something in order to know where you want to go. If Tom Brady got 6 Super Bowls, all those guys look at Tom Brady, where he went at to get the way Tom Brady was. You got to look at something. There's a model for everything that you want to do in this world.
But why are we looking at the white man? Why aren't we looking at Gloria?
It don't matter what he white, blue, green,
but it does. It does. Because they are taking over.
Let's look at the Indians.
We can look at the Indians. I got Indians in my family.
What we're looking at is the Black man that's not doing a damn thing. We're not competing with nobody because we're not in the game. You can't compete unless you're playing. You can sit on the bench all day long or in the stands all day long. If you don't get in that game, you are nothing.
That is true. That is true. Okay, but we're so afraid. But we are afraid to fail. That's what's stopping a lot of us from getting in the game. We're trying to.
We're afraid to fail. We're afraid to community. We're afraid to be a community. We were socialized. Jeray, back me up. We were socialized not to be a community. We don't get that part. We don't understand that we were systematically disenfranchised not to communicate, not to work together, and we still have not figured it out yet.
Well, that's because a lot of people think that white is right.
Let me say this here. I'm sitting here and all I'm hearing, the white man this, white man that, white man this, white man that. Do they have that much control of us? If I'm a white person and I'm looking at this program, I'm gonna say, man, we got them. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta look at the program. They can say that.
But I got friends who won't celebrate Juneteenth because of mixed kids.
Yeah, Issa, break it down for you.
But I'm saying this. I'm saying this.
A lot of people think we've arrived, Bernard, in our generation. So it's not the white man having control of us, but if they think that we've arrived and they don't even see what's going on behind the scenes, and it's not all white people because we got black people who are trying to kill us off too.
Somebody need to tell them we not. Somebody need to tell them we still got a long way to go.
I'm trying to figure out. I didn't call the white man name. I just told you it was the system and the establishment. I never said they were white or black.
In Savannah, Georgia, it's the white man. We went to school with Linda Herman. They used to pass out literature, and that was our high school principal. And we went to Windsor. All of the black people I know from Windsor have been at least incarcerated one time.
Time for you to go get ready for your show. I want you to have that same type of fire.
I got that fire. We're gonna be talking about this black man that got shot by a white man and a black man.
Bring that same energy to the unjust. Comes on next 9 o'clock. Y'all stay tuned. 9 o'clock for unjust.
Yep.
It goes deeper. I didn't get a chance because I wanted to give all y'all a chance to say something, and we got 2 more subjects. But it goes deeper than this here. And what it goes deeper is that when you look at these real estate companies and the tax assessor's office before Sonia Jackson got in there, and you see who's on these real estate, who Danny Powers was over, and who Danny Powers' kids are, and where they're positioned at. Y'all look at all this shit. We done looked at it. We investigating. They don't know we are, but we are. It's deep. It's deep. It's real deep. What you say, Jamal?
I was gonna say, and they are Caucasians. So yes, we should never shy away from that. Yes, Caucasians have done detrimental things to us psychologically, financially, spiritually, socially, politically, and so, but we don't call them out, and that's why you have the issues right now where they're saying, do not talk about this in the state of Florida, state of Alabama, Georgia filed suit saying you cannot discuss and talk about certain things because they don't want you to understand it, because when you understand it, you will call it out and you will educate people on that. So that's our struggle with regard to that. So, you
got to always put it on Front Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Road rage incidents going up. This is about a 5-minute subject because we get into our last subject, which I know we're going to have fun with. So
that's Bernard Brown. That's Bernard Brown.
I agree, Trey. That's Bernard Brown.
No. Damn me. I'm calm.
JB. It's JB.
Hey, I'm serious. I'm calm. You know what? People don't realize, man. Shit. Man, people going through things, man. People ain't got money to pay their rent. People ain't got money.
What are you going through so much that would make you shoot somebody on the highway?
Sonia, listen. Can I finish, please? You don't know what people going through. At the end of the day, shit, I can go out there and shoot some damn body or something like that. Because you angry. When you angry, that angry take over. It's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong to go shoot somebody because road rage and all that is wrong, is wrong, is wrong. At the end of the day, it's totally wrong. At the end of the day. But I'm just saying. I mean, people are going through so much right now. Not only black, white, whatever, at the end of the day. So sometimes people just need to just chill out. If somebody going 20 miles an hour and I'm behind them, I just chill out and let them move or pull over at the end of the day. And I don't think it's so much road rage about people shit. They left their house already thinking that they're gonna kill somebody or they're gonna hurt somebody. Whatever happened in their house, they brought it in their car and they got on their highway or wherever and took it out on that next person.
Then the little girl just got shot in the face in Atlanta 2 days ago.
Yep.
Road rage. And
not only that,
15-year-old girl, the lady shot in the car because they cut her off and they cut in front of her.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no difference.
We just had one killed on Broughton Street. The young man killed on Broughton Street Saturday night.
Yeah.
That happens here every day. We had 2 killed this morning. And then this Mexican guy, and that's the reason why I am for closing our borders, you know, because the Mexican people, they coming over here, they committing these crimes, and then they scooting back over the border after they shoot you all up or damage your car on our highways.
Well, they need to close the border, and then you in Texas.
Well, they the one working on the highways and building the border.
That's true.
You in Texas, you know.
We ain't doing that. They doing it. They building the highways. They cutting out grass. They putting out the fire.
Building our buildings.
They doing everything.
Huh?
You bigger
so
than
what?
You big. They doing everything.
So
They're the new slave, but they saving their money. What you say, Jamal?
I was saying, so the shooting on Broad Street was tied to road rage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure what happened.
We don't know, but they say it's road rage.
Really?
The police said.
Really?
Yeah.
They shot the boy.
But you can't believe that.
The woman and the man. The woman died. I mean, the man died.
And Bernard Brown was in town during that time period.
Right. But you can't believe them because they said that man hung himself with a shoestring. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
Hey, I was too full to go do a road rage, man.
No, you were driving all around. You had said you were driving all around town.
And Jamal, I can't believe that got past you.
So Robert, would you shoot somebody who cut you off?
No, I honestly, in my time, I've grown. Honestly,
even if you pull up and shot a birdie at him.
No, I ain't got time for all that. At the end of the day, it's called emotional intelligence. And at the end of the day, you got 2 choices. You can make the right decision, which is just be like, you know what, they're having a bad day. Leave them alone. Because you, like Bernard said, you don't know who you're running up on. Yeah. And you run up on the wrong person, you're going to catch one. So my thing is, I'm usually like, you know what, it's not a big deal to me. Now, 20-year-old Robert, that was a different mofo.
Yeah.
This one, I ain't got time for you.
Yeah.
And now, then another thing too is, you know what they need to do? Legalize marijuana so folks can calm down.
Well, one thing gonna happen. You're gonna legalize marijuana if you.
I know it.
Hey, the council, y'all vote for me. We're gonna legalize that bad boy.
You get that promotion every week.
Yes,
but Bernard, I have to disagree with you about you don't know what people going through, but they shouldn't get no damn cop. Because let me tell you something. Ain't that they going through nothing? And then somebody just happened to cut them off, so they're going to go and shoot somebody. People don't have no regard for life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't care no more. We've become a society that don't have a concern of human life.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care. They don't care, rather.
Right.
I take my time and go where I'm going. If somebody cut me off, they cut me off. I ain't finna pull up to them and say nothing to them. I'm just happy that they didn't hit me, because if they hit me, then I'm assuming.
Baby,
I ain't gonna get out and argue with them or nothing. You know? That's it. So it ain't that they going through nothing. You know, they just got their gun in their car and they want to injure something.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
And they went to Tompkins High School.
Hey,
Devil Bears.
All right, we got our last subject.
Kevin Samuels. Y'all dirty
last subject. We got 20 minutes of 18 minutes. Hey. Y'all got 18 minutes with Kevin Samuels. We ain't even gonna do a raccoon of the month. We ain't gonna do. Negro Please Award. We ain't gonna do none of that.
JP getting that award.
We going for 19, 18, 17 minutes with Kevin Samuels. Y'all go ahead. Y'all know what happened. He had this girl. I got pictures of the girl. They said the girl.
No.
They said the girl to give you a heart attack by just looking at her.
Yeah. No, I asked I think RG or somebody audio, and I asked him. No, Jules, Saturday night when I was like, I don't even know who you're talking about, right? So I did a research on this on Kelvin. All right. So he was the only child. Married to his mom and daddy, and his daddy had 10 other kids, so he was the only one out there. He got cancer when he was like 21 years old. Austin, he was 21 years old, and he got married to his first wife. They had a boy and about a whole year. Then he got married again after 3 years. Okay, so that's his background. So what happened was what happened was him and this lady had a little back and forth, and he told her, say, "You're gonna die alone," and it went viral, and then it was picked up by what it was picked up. It was picked up. It's the media, world media picked him up, and then he started going from there. The moral of the story is this here. I'm not gonna say, I'm like, he said, number one, black women are lazy. Number two, black women, all they do is use men. Number three, black women, they call themselves divas. He said, whatever race in rare that call itself a diva. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to take care of themselves or whatever like that. So after I heard all that, I cut it off. I cut it off at the end of the day. So I'm not going to talk about this. I'm not going to really talk about this man because at the end of the day, he's gone. But we love our black women.
Like him. You act just like him.
We love our black women. We love our black women.
Hey.
Period. At the end of the day, I only had two black women in my life. My wife for 35 years, and now I have another shorty for 4 years. I love them to death at the end of the day. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna leave it like that. I ain't trying to. I'm gonna leave it like that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Robert.
Wonderful. Two things. A hit dog will holler. I'll just start there. The second thing is, if you can't stand the heat, or if you don't want to accept what a person got to say to you, then don't talk to him. And you ain't got to take it. So the man basically was speaking his truth. That's his opinion. Okay. You can't get mad. There's been a number of things said to me and about me and continue to be said about me. It hurts a little bit. But I don't give a damn because it ain't bothering my check. Excuse my language. But as long as you don't bother what's going in that direct deposit, you can talk all day. But here's the third thing. What I have a problem with people is, regardless of how you feel about a person, you don't glorify a person's death. You got to separate your immature feelings versus a person's life. And those two things are two very different pieces. So I don't agree with how people are going off and celebrating his death. That's really sad, and it just shows the immaturity even more.
Yeah. That's why I say I leave it like that.
Jamal, before Sandra, go ahead, because Sandra, you.
I was about to say, Doc, I totally agree with you.
Doc.
Because I used to watch him every time one of his videos posted, and 50% of the stuff I agreed with, 50% of the stuff I didn't. But I never held anything against him because that was his opinion.
Right.
And if I had a show like his, he may have not liked my opinion about that I feel about men, because I have strong feelings about black men. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I can't say that I would probably feel the way you do, Doc, and say that there are people that I would not like. There's some people that I would say that I would glorify if they died today. But Kevin Samuels is not one.
She's talking about
Okay. So, but there is somebody. So it don't matter. So it don't matter because y'all ain't gonna like what I say next. Go ahead, Doc.
My thing with him is that he was a part of the spirit of divisiveness for the black community and with regards to black people, and we glorify a lot of them, and we give a lot of them a lot of attention. And so all they do, they sensationalize these elements, these negative elements about us, and it doesn't help us build. And he's been a part of that. So for me, I don't care if people degrade him while he's dead or not. I don't have any concern with that because I look, this person was divisive to me and to my people. He didn't help with regard to unity. If people say, "Oh, don't feel that way," I'm cool with you about that too. Don't say things about it. My thing is, anybody, if people want to attack him, because again, there was some pain and anguish that he inflicted on people, and it was done intentional and it was mean spirited. So I'm not looking at this person being an angel, but I go and say the person was divisive.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also,
you already talked.
He died alone.
Come back again.
But he died alone.
He didn't die alone. He died with surviving.
No, ma'am. No, he died alone. Because if you die with a fucking one-night stand, he died with a one-night stand. He died.
Maybe that's some good power.
Anyway, you're going to have to be muted because you can't just cuss when you want to cuss. If you want to cuss, the only ones you can use is the little ones, not those big words. This is a family show. I can't keep telling y'all that, though. You know? Y'all see me? Do y'all see me use those type of words? No.
Hey, I'm the only one on this.
You can't get in your feelings and say things that you want.
Oh, I haven't used profanity.
I'm the only one on this show not cussing.
I have not used profanity.
You from Heavens v. Jenkins. You're an angel.
That's right.
Anyway,
that's right. Bernard
listen,
Brown.
My take on Kevin Samuels is, you know, one thing that I've been taught over the last 30 years is that everybody's going to die. Some are going to die young, some going to die a little older. If you live a long, fruitful life, then one day you gonna die. You gonna leave this earth. Those are two things that you're guaranteed, life and death. Because once you get here, you are gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Samuels was divisive, like the good doctor said. He talked about black women in a way that I could not watch the show. I am a protector of black women, even if the black woman don't want to be protected. Yes, he has a right to say whatever he has to say. That's his right in this country. But he does not have a right to be a detriment to our community. Just like the rappers. They don't want you to come in with no positive, great rap. They want you to come in with some holes and guns and killing and everything else. When you come in with the good rap that makes sense and make people feel good, they tell you, no, put that on the shelf. We need you to come in with some gangster rap. But that's okay too. They got a right to say what they want to say. But we're the only people on this planet that are allowed to do it. Ain't no other community allowed to do it. But what I'm saying, to correlate all of this back together, I don't give a damn about Kevin Samuels dying. It was his time. All of our lives are written in the book of life. All of us. We don't know the date, but it's going to happen. All of us. All of our lives. We're not God. God knows when we're leaving. God just left.
Hey, he was talking about angel
to my health. I'm not gonna have a party because Kevin Samuels died, but I'm not gonna moan, grieve over Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels lived his life. He did what he wanted to do, and he died when he was supposed to. That's what God says. You know, everybody's day is decreed already. If I die in the morning, then I'm gone. Y'all will forget about me in about 2 weeks. Hey. Some people 2 days. You know, so
y'all don't forget about me.
Yeah. Well, a dang up repass on you, Bernard.
I ain't gonna let y'all forget about me.
Good old fried
But
chicken.
You know what? Like I said, I don't know. I just know the man last night, but I don't really know. That's how much I pay attention to him. So at the end, you know, love the women, and at the end of the day, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, you know, just watch what you say when you talk to our black women or women in general. Just watch what you say. You know, everybody gonna have issues in a relationship or whatever at the end of the day, but just be respectable with each other. You know, it's not about who's gonna win. It's more about, hey, let's take care of each other at the end of the day. And you know, words hurt more than you hitting somebody. You hit somebody, it's gonna heal, but what that lip right there coming out your mouth can sting somebody for the rest of their life.
But those women were calling into his show.
I'm just saying women in general. I don't
but you know what I hate for him was that, you know, all of this stuff that he was talking, you know, here he dies with somebody that he met earlier that morning, and he never had a really meaningful relationship.
Right.
He didn't have a meaningful relationship. I would not want to my last minutes on this earth to be with somebody that, I mean, because I do believe that dying alone is dying with somebody that you don't know, because this person didn't love him. She didn't even know
he was gonna die, Sandra.
Huh?
He didn't know he was gonna die.
No, but see, this is the reason why. But he was too old for the mess he was doing.
He came and he went.
Huh?
He went.
He was too old for this mess. Because see, here he is, the age that he was, still chasing after tail every day, just because women were getting.
Ain't no age
limit on Horn.
Ain't no age limit. Hey,
how old was he?
56, 50 something. He was still in his 50s.
Yeah. Hey. He was deep in his 50s.
Yeah. But
that man wanted. Yeah, let me hush.
At the end of the day, like I say, he came and he went. He's a lucky son. So
well, you know, I mean,
a lot of people are sensitive. A lot of people are sensitive, and a lot of people cry when they see certain things. I might cry over a movie before I cry over 60 people getting killed in Ukraine.
Oh Lord,
in the movie,
Lord, they don't know not what they do, Lord.
In the movie, not really.
I haven't cried over one person in Ukraine yet.
But I've been desensitized to death. I have been. You know, I have. Yeah. You know, at 10 years on the police department, I saw hundreds of dead bodies, hundreds of dead people. You know, and it desensitizes you to those type of things. Yeah. And over the years, after thinking and becoming closer with God after my time away, you know, I have a very close relationship with God, and people don't think that, but that's not for them. My relationship with God ain't nobody business but me and God.
Yeah.
You know, so
hello.
I might not think that, but I'm deep.
Yeah.
I might not show you I'm deep, but I'm deep.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna cry. when if Jamal leaves, I'm gonna cry because he's a good little fella. He just he just need love and back. That's all. He gonna be Jesus. You gonna be okay. You know, just stop running around
again.
He wouldn't be with the virus. He got nothing.
God told me he don't like you, Julius, and God said he doggone sure don't like you, Bernard Brown.
Devil bears.
Hey, God like
double
me.
He
like me because I read the word.
Double bear. Double homicide.
He like me
because
I
got a Bible right there. He read the word.
Hey,
double bear.
Seriously, that's why we still here, because we know God, Jesus.
No,
and a double bear is what?
In heaven. God's like, no,
Bernard,
a Wolverine.
Oh, Lord.
God is pleased with the Knights and the Warriors.
You have a picture of that on your show Saturday night? You doing the show Saturday night?
Yeah.
Can you have a picture of that woman? Because I heard so much, I want to see it.
Oh, did y'all hear? Did y'all hear about that sheriff in Georgia that groped Judge Hatchett?
Oh.
That sexually assaulted Judge Hatchett?
Well,
Judge Hackett out of Atlanta?
Yes, Judge Hatchett out of Atlanta.
Yeah, she too mean. She too mean.
Well, first of all, nobody deserves to be sexually assaulted.
Was it Roland Ray?
Huh?
Roland Ray.
It was the Blakely.
I'm playing.
Blakely County sheriff sexually assaulted Judge Hatchett, and it was at the sheriff's convention in Georgia, and he was in a room full of all these sheriffs, and another sheriff saw him. These other sheriffs saw him do it, and nobody arrested him. He was only arrested about 2 days ago. Y'all need to look at it.
You ain't gonna have me mad with all. You ain't gonna have the sheriff from Georgia mad at me. I'm sorry.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
They got jurisdiction. Now the police chief's out of mind, but the sheriff's got jurisdiction now. That's you got to draw a line in the sand.
Elected sheriff.
All right.
The hell
2
with
minutes. 2 minutes. Any closing thoughts? 2 minutes. Y'all done get Kevin Samuels his 17 minutes.
I'm gonna do mine and I'm gonna go to unjust. But I want what we do on this show is an example of how you can state your opinion, argue, and still be cool. Chandra still knows I love her, but we got to get it doing a better job of that in our community. State the facts, still love each other, and support one another.
All right. All right.
Boy, you clean that up quick.
Yeah, because
You know I love her, but I ain't gonna take her mess.
Hey, you know what? We just need to come together and fight for the little people, because all us on this show right now, we living good. We living good. So let's fight for the little people. And Jesus, I got something for you on Saturday. That's all I got to say.
Ooh.
All right, Sandra.
Jesus, you still working at Savannah State?
No,
He's an eagle.
I'm at Georgia Southern.
He's an eagle.
Okay.
That's
Never
all
mind.
you got,
Eagle.
Sandra.
That's all I got. I was just asking.
Okay. Y'all tune in next for Unjust. Y'all saw Shantae. She was on this show and couldn't stop talking. So I hope she got enough talking about her own show.
Somebody
tonight.
texted me and said, she don't want to be quiet.
Last week she ran out of words to say and had to call a friend.
Born a friend, Lord. We had to call a church to pray over.
Okay, so her show comes on in about, it's right now. So good night,
Yeah,
y'all.
so holla at you. Deuces.
Good night.
Hey, y'all.
Hold on.
Bye.
Where's that thing at?
Oh, Lord. Do this.
I like that.